Well, good evening, everyone. Welcome to this week's edition of On the Other Line Canada. Mr. Scott Connolly is first this week. Scott, hello. I hope you got your boat back. I don't know, did you? I saw you eating fish. Tiffany, welcome to the show. Good to have you back. Mr. Yanitsky, how are you? I hope you're having a great week. And I hope everybody is enjoying yet another heat wave, which has just been awesome. And speaking of hot, is that weird? Is that weird? I just brought you in by calling you hot.
Thanks, buddy. I appreciate that.
Oh, man, I always start these shows off real awkward. I don't even know what to say right now. How's it going, stud?
It's going good, brother. How you doing?
Dude, I am sweating. I don't know if you can see it. I'm sweating. I know you're telling me to dress down, but I'm dressing up. Got my fish whip on. Maybe I'll roll my sleeves up.
Oh, there you go.
How is the heat in the hat this week?
Super humid, man. Like, the cloud cover is crazy, and the smoke is super thick, so it's just really, really humid. We're looking at like 35s and 36. It's gross.
Any forecast for rain?
We had a thunderstorm last night. They keep saying 30% this day, 30% that day. We got a little bit last night, which was nice, but hopefully we can get some more.
So would it be safe to say you spend more time hunting rattlesnakes than you do fishing down there right now?
Well, I was looking for snakes. Yesterday. Caught a bunch of frogs and only one garter snake. So rattlesnakes, I came up short. Sturgeon, I had a few. So I think I'm still a little bit better of a fisherman than a reptile hunter, but I'm working on it.
I'm trying to convince myself that I can find a shed for Marcy. We look for one this weekend. And I would just mess with her. I'd be like, oh, snake. Not a very nice thing to do. We found a deer skeleton. That's about as close as I got to a shed. So I guess the hunt for the shed continues. Nothing.
Huh. It's been a few years since I did that, but I used to love doing that, man. I used to love going out shed hunting.
Here's the problem. It involves walking.
Can I show you something cool?
No.
Okay. Thanks.
You go get it. Because I'm giving you a hard
It's literally
time.
right here. It's right here. I'll be right back.
How far of a reach is it?
I'm already gone.
No one liked his opinion anyways. Amber, welcome.
I am back already.
We already brought someone more interesting. You're a third wheel.
I never gave you the thumbs up yet.
Doesn't matter. I surprised you. I could tell you were laughing and having a good time. And here's the thing. You told me you were nervous, and what better way to get over being nervous than just throw you right into the show?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's over. Adam's doing show and tell. Adam, what'd you bring for us today?
Okay. I'm sorry that I did this. He started talking about shed hunting, and like the coolest thing I ever found shed hunting was right there. I have this like huge whitetail that's only 2 on one side, and like, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on the other side. Oh, that's sick, is it not?
That's
just the one set was sticking out of the grass when I found them. Oh.
Amber, do you want to hear a funny story about that set of antlers? I'll tell you. Nobody's watching, so remember, you might be nervous. It's okay. Nobody's watching.
Yeah,
I've seen. Yeah, there's nobody, right? There's nothing. There's no one even commenting. I've seen that set of antlers at a garage sale on Dunmore Road about 2 years ago. So, Adam, nice try.
Get real.
Nice try.
Whatever, but.
Well, Amber, welcome to the show.
It's good to have you, Amber.
How has your fishing season been?
Actually, it's been really good this year. I've been doing a whole bunch of different kind of trips. Like last week, I just did a float down the Red Deer River through like the Badlands. So that was pretty cool. My son caught a bunch of goldeye, walleye, and slept in the rocks. Met some cows, and yeah, it was a good trip though. It was really windy though. And the wind was going against. So as soon as you let go of the oars, you'd go right backwards.
Yeah,
so,
hey.
Yeah, it was a 10-hour float that turned into about an 18-hour float.
Wow.
Oh, it was a lot.
You're fly fishing, right? Just for anyone who doesn't know.
Yeah, fly fishing.
That's it.
Trying to fly fish through the wind. Yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah.
How productive was it for you?
It actually wasn't bad. Not from the raft. As long as you had the fly in the water, you could catch fish.
Were you mostly nymphing or?
Yeah. No. We did both. Nymphing for the goldeye, and then small streamer fishing for the walleye, and then the goldeye would still take those two. So
Right on. That's awesome.
yeah, it was an awesome float.
What
That's
was that
super.
like to deal with in the heat? That must have been pretty excruciating.
Well, the wind helped, and then definitely spent a lot of time in the water. I don't know if you guys saw the video of me dragging my son in the water, but
Yeah, that was pretty funny watching him dragging behind.
yeah, yeah, tried to keep cool.
That is one way to do
Absolutely.
it, isn't it? You're,
Yeah.
it would appear that you spend a lot of time fishing with your son, and he's really taken to it. What has that been like for you to be able to raise him in the outdoors and show him the experience of fishing and sharing your passion with him?
It's been awesome, especially how much he's actually enjoying it. Like, I kind of wonder, like, it's kind of on the fence if I'm like brainwashing him a little bit, because him off with like fishing toys in the bathtub, and then fishing books, and then took him out fishing, playing with fishing hooks. So I've kind of like been introducing it right from like a really young age. So I'm like, am I brainwashing him? But yeah, he actually picks up a fishing rod. And I remember the first time I took him out to practice, I was with me and Costa. You guys know Chris Costa?
Yeah,
Sure.
absolutely.
Yeah, we took him out, and he couldn't figure out how to release the button with his timing. But he would get so frustrated, and we'd be like, "Hey, let us help you, let us show you." And he just like wouldn't give up. He was like throwing his rod, and then he'd go and pick it up again, and he did it like and then a couple weeks later, he was like casting like 30 yards.
That's sick.
He
Wow.
loves.
I've been following you for a while, so definitely like watching Lincoln grow has been pretty funny. Watching him casting and like whipping your fly rods around and stuff like that. It's pretty funny.
Yeah, still working on the fly cast, that's for sure.
That one's difficult, but it's pretty funny to watch.
How
Yeah, it was.
hard is it to keep him focused when it comes to fishing, Amber? Is it something that he's just really taken to, that he's really focused, or does he bounce around a little bit for you?
He'll cast for a while, and then he's also the net guy. So I basically get him to try to do as much as he can. So he doesn't really ever get bored. Like if he gets bored, I'll throw him in the water. But teaching him his fish names, teaching him his hooks, just as long as you're constantly learning, he's constantly engaged, basically. So yeah, no,
Do
he loves it. So
do you think he ever gets stressed that, if he messes up as netman, he might get grounded?
not yet.
Okay, well, then he must be doing it right, I guess.
Sounds like he's easier to fish with than you, Todd.
Yes, I will agree. How old is your son again, Amber? Is he 4?
He's 4.5.
Awesome. Yes, I operate on about a 2.5-year-old level, so Adam's not wrong when he says that. I'm a can't do
He's
it.
really good too. Yeah, he knows to use two hands, and he knows that once you get it in the net to lift it up. So
Yeah,
so he's getting good.
that's sick.
I think there's no better time to be teaching your children than at a young age. I'm sure you would agree with that, Amber. But where did you get your passion from? Where did it all start for you?
I was about his age. My dad actually found a fishing rod in the bushes when we were at Hassey Lake up here, and got me casting. But then after that, we started doing these yearly fishing derbies, and so my dad would take me out. So I got really competitive really young. So I had to get the biggest fish every year, and did that. Like it's still going on. It's still like a family trip that we do. So yeah, I got, and now I actually feel kind of bad for my dad because he was my age, and he was out obviously drinking around the fire with his buddies, and he's like, Amber, at 5:30 in the morning you have to get up. That's when the big fish are. So sure enough, I get up at 5:30, not realizing that all night he was just boozing with his buddies. He would get up with me. So yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Are you an early to rise angler, or would you rather start later in the day?
No, I'm early to rise. I'm early to rise just normally. So getting up in the morning is just like easy. That's where I'm the best, and get out in the water, and it's beautiful. So.
Do you feel more productive in the morning as far as catching? Because I can tell you from my experience, I spend a lot of time getting up early in the morning and usually a lot of production. So,
I do. It feels like I like fishing in the evening better for productivity, but still to have a good fish in the morning for sure. Especially when you're I've done a lot of steelhead fishing in Kitimat and BC and stuff, and if you're not first on the water and that water's been touched, then you're having a harder day for the rest of the day. You have to be the first hole. Yeah.
a lot of pressure up there, right? Everyone's lined up to get their catch in.
Yep, there is for sure.
Well, we got a question here from Tash. She says, hi, of course. What is the most favorite fish you have ever caught?
Ooh, going through the list. I would probably say steelhead. Yeah, probably my favorite. It's the most challenging fish to catch that I've gone for, and the fight is like you. If you don't lay the boots to those fish, they're gonna run you right down the river. And then once you do, well, first after you hook them, first then you're stoked, and then you want to bring it in because you're like panicking you're not going to bring it in, and then finally when you actually get that steelhead in your hands and you get that picture, it's like the first time I ever went, I caught one, and that made the entire trip.
Wow.
Whole trip, yeah. So
when it comes to big fish like that, do you find you catch a fish and you're done, or does that just get you more amped up? You're ready to go to catch more?
No, I just get more amped up. Yeah,
just get
there's
more
no time for anything. It's yeah, you have to like force yourself.
Yeah,
I would agree with you on that.
Steelhead's one thing I've never done that I like want to do so bad. I fished the Kitimat once last year and I didn't get a chance to go for steelhead. I honestly had no idea what I was doing when I got there, to tell the truth. But I definitely want to do that one of these days soon.
Were you a tour car operator, I believe, when you went to the Kitimat, right, Adam?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, okay. That's probably
I should go work up there. There's lots of work up there. I should just go.
Right?
I don't have a son. I don't have a girlfriend like this guy. Like, I should just go.
What's holding you back then?
I don't know. I work in oil and gas and everything. Jesus, what am I thinking? Bye, guys. I'm out of here.
Sounds like a man full of excuses to me. I don't know about you, Amber, but all I hear is excuses. I'm usually the complainer, but complaining is a lot better than excuses. We got a question for you from Clayton. Amber, do you prefer fishing rivers or lakes, and why?
I prefer rivers, and I just find them to be like, it's a hard one actually. Okay, I like both, but I do like fishing the rivers because you have to actually like be able to read the water, and you have to walk the river. So you fish a section for a little while, and then you keep going, and you're looking for different pockets and different holes, and I just find it to be a lot more, I don't know, a lot more dynamic, a lot more adventurous. You're exploring. You're exploring, you're looking for these fish. So
yeah, it's a lot more intimate of an experience for sure.
The places that exploring rivers has taken me is like, it's mind blowing. I'm like, the only reason I would ever go to this spot is because of fishing. Fishing brought me here.
Yeah.
And it's pretty cool, some of the spots that I've found. Lake fishing is fun. I do enjoy lake fishing, but it's a different kind of, you're using the electronics to try to find the proper depths, and depending what time of year and stuff. But yeah, I think I like river fishing for sure.
I think the one thing I love about river fishing, Marcy and I have an ongoing joke, is we always want to see what's around the next corner.
Yeah. Oh.
Right? Oh, there's a corner there. I wonder what's around that corner. And I wonder what's around that corner. Now, you mentioned when you're reading water and stuff like that, is there anything in particular you like to look for when you're fishing structure in a river?
Well, you're looking for like pretty much anything that looks, I guess, different. It's like a ripple or kind of like a sleek, or where the water kind of changes colors, or like a big hole, or um, overhanging bushes, or um, but like I've caught some fish in weird places I didn't think there would be fish. Like I remember I was steelhead fishing, and I was like going down these like slow rapids in my pontoon boat, and I was like not a place that I would really cast because the water's too fast. But I'm like, well, it's a long stretch. I'll just throw my float out, and I throw it out, and I hooked a fish while I'm in my pontoon boat. So now I have a steelhead. I had a steelhead on, and so I had a steelhead on and in my boat, and I'm going down rapids. So I had to plant my feet into the ground and hold my pontoon with one hand, back it up. I'm holding my rod with the other hand, get to shore, and holler at my friends to come help me land it. And yeah, that was crazy. I have a picture of that one, by the way. It's a very rewarding fish. But then another time too, I was casting as far as I could to the other side, because you can see this like big kind of like stretch where it got deeper on the other side of the river. Right in front of me, there was this small little ripple, and you can see through the water. There wasn't a fish there. It was crystal clear. And I'm like, well, let's just see. I don't know. You gotta try. And I drop it, and I actually caught another steelhead in that hole. So
That's
that you think, I'm like, well, a fish could really be anywhere. So fish at all. Like
oh,
obviously hit
absolutely.
boxes, but yeah, you never know.
Now, being on that topic, and I know Adam would agree with me on this, but what I've always found is when I fish with someone else, I'd be interested to know if you ever run into this, Amber. Everyone has their own method or style of what they like to target for water. And I've always found multiple times when I go out to fish with people, I'm always fishing stuff that no one would ever think of fishing and usually produce. Do you ever find when you go fishing with someone, they're totally opposite of what you would target, and it kind of opens up your mind to different ideas?
Like for a species, or like
Just for focusing on rivers, for example. Like I will fish quicker water than I will slower water.
um I'll like learn from other people, but I kind of I don't know. Like I'll try to learn from what other people are doing, and I'll be like, oh, like my buddy Chris, we did a lot of fishing last year, and he had like all these like bizarre ideas. Like some of them, I'm like, what? I'm like, this is weird. They actually work. So I'm like, okay, I'll try it. Let's try weird things now. So
I
That's
feel like a lot of the time when I'm like struggling and not catching fish, it's definitely because I'm overthinking, and I'll just like dumb it down and be like, yeah, I'll just put this on. And all of a sudden it's like bang, bang. And I'm like, okay, wake up, Adam.
I always think, what would a fish? I'd eat this if I was a fish. No problem. I'd eat this.
yeah,
I mean, speaking about fish in weird waters, Adam, like last year when we did Manitoba, we caught a drum where we weren't really expecting to catch it, right? We were just hitting new areas what we thought would be good for hitting fish. And sometimes it's all about
that's
being able to change it up.
Absolutely.
cool.
Well, Amber,
Adapting is a big part of the fishing game.
say that again, Adam.
Adapting is definitely a huge part of the fishing game.
Let's agree to disagree. I just like things the way I like them.
Oh.
Amber, what do you like when you're fishing? Are you more likely to stick with what you start off with, or do you find yourself changing tackle and gear and flies quite a bit throughout the day?
I'll start with what I am confident, like I believe it'll work, and if it's slow, then I will switch to a whole bunch of different ideas. And I remember this one time. Don't tell this, and here I'm like live, but um, remember I was fishing this like river, and I didn't have a sinking line with me, so I wanted to get deep into this hole. So I'm like, well, I don't know what else to do. I don't have anything with me. I don't have any spinning gear with me, but I had this like spinner that was attached to my pack. So I attached. I'm like, well, no one's looking. I'll just attach the spinner to my fly line and see if I can get it deeper. So, anyways, I'm trying to cast this thing. It's heavy. I end up smoking the back of my head through my hat.
Oh,
Had a through my scalp, and I couldn't take my hat off because it was stuck, like with the hook in my head. So I'm like, oh no, I'm like, people are gonna know. So I just grabbed my hat and just like counted to 3 and just like ripped it off, and yeah, didn't try it again. So I don't know if it would have worked or not, but
That was like the fly fishing gods telling
never
you
know.
no.
Change it up.
Don't do that.
Yeah, no,
That
get
is
a
wrong.
split
That
shot.
was a long.
Some
My fly fishing manager fly shop would just ate me alive if you do that.
That's a hilarious story.
No, you kind of mentioned there about your time you spent in the fly fishing shop, Amber. How was that for an experience for you? Did you find that was a huge learning opportunity for you as well?
Yeah, that's where fly fishing started for me. Clay Erickson, he ties a lot of flies. You guys know him?
Yep.
He was a manager, and when I first started, he's like, Amber, where is your most experience? And I'm like, just basic, just spin fishing. And he's like, okay, we're gonna start you in the fly shop. And I was like, oh my god, okay. And I never left. I like learned about lines and material, and I was there for 3 years until I got to be an ambassador with Abu and Berkeley and stuff, and then it became a conflict of interest working there. So I had to quit first, but it was good. So since then, I've been with Berkeley and Abu, and since like 2014. But the fly shop was amazing. Like I was still nursing, but that was like my fun job.
Yeah,
That's super sick.
Did it for fun. So
And
it's a good way
that
to
was
still
in
be around the
Edmonton, right?
passion.
At Reed's?
what?
That was at Reed's in Edmonton?
No, that was at Sales Sports.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I guess I don't know what I'm talking about.
Adam.
Whatever, I got questions.
Actually, Amber, it's funny because fly fishing's come up a lot in the last month, and I'm interested to know, how intimidated were you when you first got into the sport of fly fishing? Is it something you were pretty comfortable with off the bat, or did it take you some time to really get into it?
Well, I had a good mentor. It was actually ex-boyfriend of mine. He's an awesome guy. Things just didn't work out, but he was an awesome fisherman, awesome fly fisherman, and he taught me. He made it really easy, and so I started catching fish even before, not really knowing what I was doing, like learning the cast and stuff before working in the fly shop. The fly shop like really took me off into it, but so because of the mentor that I had, I didn't find it too intimidating. And then once I got into the fly shop, that was intimidating because there's like tapers and of different lines, and there's all these like flies with names, and I was like, oh my god, I'm supposed to memorize all this. But then it just becomes its own language, and it's just easy after that.
It's a little bit of a learning curve, I can imagine.
Yeah, but I know how intimidating it is, and like I would really like to. I've been reaching out to some people online. I'd really like to like teach somebody who might be intimidated, because I miss the fly shop. I miss the teaching. I don't get that anymore.
Pick me. Pick me.
Yeah.
I'm intimidated, man. I'm like, don't look at me cast. I have to do it when no one else is around. Even Adam's staring at me. He knows what I'm talking about.
I know, I can see it right now.
It is. It's intimidating.
You killed it though. Like, remember when we were fishing there, fly fishing? You were super intimidated, and you're like, okay. You're finally like, okay, give me that thing, and you caught 2 fish right away.
Yeah, you cast it out for me. That's what we never told anybody.
I don't think I did, man. I honestly think I was just like, man, you can totally do this, because you told me you did it when you were a kid or something, and you totally did it yourself. I do not remember casting for you.
Let's agree to disagree. I mean, our relationship is kind of based on agreeing and disagreeing. So, I mean,
I remember tying knots for someone else, but it definitely wasn't you.
We'll see. We'll see what happens. do you ever get like that, Amber? Like, do you find yourself seeing other people fly fishing and you feel the need to help or offer advice at all?
Yeah, all the time.
How does that usually go over? Pretty well, or is that a struggle?
It goes over pretty well. I go in like, hey, can I help you? Like all like the kind of test the waters a little bit. Then usually they're, I don't know. Usually they say no because, it's like I don't know. They're like, oh, this girl's gonna teach me how to fly fish. I'm like, no, just let me try. And then eventually they'll open up, and I'll be like, wow, you're doing so good now. Thank you for listening.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I had your talent, I'd just be out there going, "This is how it's done. This is how it's done." And people are just like, "Oh man." I'm the opposite. I go out and I'm like, "Oh, they're looking at me. I know they're laughing at me. They're like, look at this guy. Put me on social media."
I still think that too. Doesn't go away, I don't think.
Do you get nervous about that? Where you're like, if this person is looking at me, I'm gonna.
Oh, like, oh my God, is my loop tight enough? Or people probably don't even care. They're just like, oh. But now my problem is because I've been doing so much pike fishing. So I just last year I learned the double haul, the belty like the bigger flies. So then I go back to like a 6 weight, and I'm like trying to wait. Like I know you probably don't know what a double haul is, but you're like.
Remember what I told you
Pulling the
before the
line.
show, Amber, when we talk about things that I'm like, oh yeah, double haul, man. Love the double haul. Double haul is like my strength. I can double haul, double doubles, all double long. I can just nail it.
You're on it double time.
See, people don't even know. I don't know what I'm talking about.
No.
You mentioned rod weight, and Mitch has a question for you. What is your favorite weight or rod? I heard you say 5. I heard you say 6. What's your go-to weight, Amber?
Well, because this year I got into pike fishing. I like 10 weight, and I know that sounds like a lot, but I'm tossing like I don't know, trying to get my screen like big flies, bigger flies, and aiming for bigger fish. That's the goal. So right now, and the 10 weight actually it'll load the bigger fly really really nicely. So right now that's been my like fun rod right now. I did break it 2 weeks ago, so I'm a little like butthurt about that right now. But what ended up happening is I just got this rod in the last fall. Oh my God. So I just got I got my fly
That's
swatter
okay.
here.
Right, for those that don't know, Amber is going to do a product test of her fly swatter later. We talked about this.
One of those electric ones, and it does work. They are enjoying my coffee. I got it. Oh God, I got it. Okay, so anyway.
I heard his app.
That was a good shot. Where was I? Oh yeah, my rod. So I hooked this pike, and it came. I got it right up to the boat, and I went to go strip it in again, and I missed the line that I was stripping it in with completely. My line like exploded on me. So it ended up wrapping around the guides of my rod. The fish went underneath the boat. So I tried to follow it knowing that it was wrapped around. I'm like, this is bad. Followed around the boat, and the tip just went snap. And I was like,
No.
heartbroken, and ended up pulling the fish in. But now I had broken rods, so I'm on the warranty route right now.
That's brutal.
It by fall for the big pike hunt. But
Do you usually get frustrated by stuff like that, Amber, or are you just the type of person that'll just push through it and be like, oh, well, keep chugging?
I like, it is what it is. I don't get too butthurt. It was kind of like, oh, well, I guess the fish won that one.
Adam, what about you? I mean, I know you haven't broken many rods, but do you get frustrated with it, or how is your feelings after the first 20 that you break?
It doesn't bother me so much anymore. When I used to break rods, it sucked. Now it's like, it happens a lot. I suck. Yeah, I have a lot of fishing rods. Normally, it's like, honestly, I've had really good luck with fly rods. I break more spin rods than fly rods, but I have broken a couple fly rods on the net job because for some reason I'll always insist on getting it right to my feet and getting it in the net, and I always snap tips. It sucks.
Yeah, it
but
does.
I've had the two that I have right now, like my two go-to rods. Fingers crossed. I've had them for 2.5 years and they're in mint shape. So let's hope that keeps going. I'll probably break one this weekend because I said
Yeah. I was just going to say, I hope the show isn't cursing you right now.
that.
You know what's funny? We actually have 2 spin cast rods. I keep telling Marcy every time we use them, I am trying so hard to see how much they will take. They will not break. And it's more because I want to upgrade them, but
You would not do that.
is
They
that
could
too-
be good backup rods and you could still upgrade. Like these are options.
Yeah, I don't know. I strapped 4-ounce weights to that thing. I've double hauled it. Is that what a double haul is? Yeah, works for me. That's how I double haul.
I think it's harder on your rod than a double haul.
Maybe. Amber, maybe explain to me the double haul because I obviously do not know.
Okay, well, first of all, it's fly fishing, not spin fishing.
Yeah.
Close half points, right?
So that's important. And then, so you give it a pull as it's behind you, and then when it's behind you, you give it a pull again, and then you give it 2 pulls. So you're loading it, giving it like an extra push, and then we throw it forward and you pull it back and you give it like an extra push. So it's double.
That sounds like a seasoned vet maneuver to me. I need to do like Mitch says and start with the string and the ice fishing rod.
Yeah. It's kind of like driving a standard. Kind of.
Todd,
Yes.
when is the last time you went fly fishing? Be honest.
Like honest?
Yeah.
Well,
Like, was it when me and you fished that day or what?
I would have to say the last time I fly fished was probably with Kyle Kelm at Butcher.
Okay. Like,
that
doesn't tell me when that was. That just tells me when it was.
Well, you were there. You were looking through the trees. Honestly, I would say it's probably going to be going on 2 years.
Well, you bought a nice rod and a nice reel, so you should probably do that.
I have 2 rods and 2 reels. I have a 10 weight and I have a 5 weight.
Sounds like one for you and one for Marcy.
8 weight. Maybe it's an 8 weight. Marcy will not take up fly fishing. I've tried to convince her. Will not do it.
Until she catches a fish on a fly rod.
Here's the problem. If I help her learn to fly fish, she'll be better at it than I am, and then I will never use the gear.
If you help her learn to fly fish, she's going to be worse off than ever even picking up a fly rod. That Amber teacher. Amber says she wants to teach someone.
I will teach her. Let me teach her.
Here's the problem. I can't win at fishing now. I can't win at Street Fighter. I can't win at cornhole. I can't win at crib. I am running out of things that I can really win at.
What did you say about cornhole? That's a game, right?
Yes. This is a PG show, Adam. It's the game where you throw the bags of corn, kernel corn, in a hole in the boards that I built. You're making me blush and sweat at the same time. Okay, well, Barbie is saying she needs to learn that trick. So Amber, you might have to start a little bit of a course here or something.
Okay, Barbie.
Yeah, film like YouTube tutorials.
I know Chelsea had mentioned she's doing some stuff as well. I'll tell you what, maybe I will. I don't know about you, Amber. What is your favorite season to fish?
Oh God, I don't know. Like right now, I'm looking forward to the fall, but in the winter, I was looking forward to the spring. I think the spring.
The spring?
Yeah, I've been waiting all winter, and I don't know.
Tough call, right?
It's a tough call. Like right now, I'm excited for the fall, but
fall has always been my most productive on the bow. I don't think I would rather fish any other time but spring and fall for the bow. So summer for me, because it's busy season with work, not so much. Adam, what are you, spring, fall?
Dude, I love ice season like so much. Honestly, ice season's my favorite season, but after that, it's got to be spring. I'm big, like, as long as spring can go into like the Eastern Slopes opener. As long as we can carry that to like late July, end of July, start of June.
Well, with the rate the weather's been cooperating with us, I guess it's going to be interesting to see what happens. I know,
Dude,
like,
I haven't even fished out there in forever. It's so hot.
too hot for me.
Yeah, man. Gross.
I have air conditioning in the trailer, man. You will find me there if it's too hot. I am not fishing. I'm not messing with fish in hot water. Not happening.
I'm just a little dude, and I can't handle 30 degrees. Well, 30 degrees, okay. 35, no, I can't deal with that.
Amber's laughing at both of us right now because she just floated the red deer in probably 800-degree heat through the Badlands.
It didn't feel
Her
that.
4-year-old kid is harder than we are.
I know. He's actually such a little trooper. It's crazy.
I think that's amazing, Amber. You should never really feel like you're forcing him into it. I know many people wish they had started earlier.
Yeah.
Was there ever a point where you were just kind of done with fishing for a spell? Like, did you ever have a point in your life where you're like, yeah, I'm taking a break for fishing, or have you just always been all in?
Like I've always hold on, I got another
Challenger.
Challenger.
Better double haul that swatter.
Oh man.
The only time I took like a real break was when I was probably about like the 2 years when I was pregnant, and then after I had him, and it killed me. I was like, and I still took him ice fishing in like his bucket seat, but I wasn't able to go like as much. But now that he's older, I've never really taken a long stint. Usually, before Lincoln, I had 3 big trips a year. So I do steelhead in the spring, somewhere in the summer, either Ontario or Salmon Run, and then steelhead again in the fall, every single year. And then now it's a little bit different. I have to be a little more strategic. Kids change that, but hopefully. But I'm trying to take him as many trips as I can. But yeah, I've never really taken too much of a break. I guess in the winter, I kind of slow down a little bit. I know it's like Adam's favorite time of the year and it used to be. I still, but I like going to Cold Lake for the overnighter trips, so I'll do that. Oh, it's so much fun.
I love overnight ice fishing. It's honestly the best. Overnights on the ice.
Before we talk about Cold Lake, David's asking a question because you're going to make me real bitter and my feelings are going to get hurt. And David's asking, are you planning on going this year for steelhead?
I'm going to say I want to. I don't know if it'll happen. So I always plan for the next season. So now I'm planning for us. I don't know. Thanks, David.
Just put it right on the spot.
It doesn't look like it because I'm going to Victoria in October. And so that's going to be like kind of a big fall trip. But I'm going to aim for the spring. And if that doesn't work, then I'll try again for the fall again. But the hard part is trying to get people to go with. So to take on. Yeah, okay. Thank you. I didn't know that.
I'm really good at driving for a long amount of time to steelhead rivers, just not fishing them.
Adam is a professional tournament driver. He will drive competitors anywhere.
That's true, actually. Yeah, I've seen that over the years.
But no, I would totally go steelhead fishing with you because I don't know how to do it, but it's something I'm super, super interested in. So I'd definitely go next year, whenever.
Yeah, the trips that I've done, they're usually like a good trip is usually 8 to 10 days. And the reason that is because it's about a day and a half driving both ways. So then you're left okay, so let's say you did 8. Now you're left with I don't know, 5 days.
Give you a good 5 days.
Yeah. The first couple of days, you're just trying to figure out how the run's doing, like where they are and which rivers.
Okay.
So I usually give the first 2 days as like recon trips, kind of.
Yeah.
So I like to give myself like time. I did a 5-day trip once and it was really short. And the other thing about steelhead fishing in the spring or the well, fall's better, but if you go in the spring, is you don't know how the runoff is going to be, and you don't know which rivers are going to get hit. So I remember one time I went, and you don't know until you get up there because it could be raining way over here in the mountains and not over here. Like you have no clue. So you get up
Yeah.
there and it's completely blown out, all the rivers, and you're just like, oh dang, this is gonna be rough.
Yeah.
So
Especially when you
Yeah, because
travel
I
that
won't lie.
much.
When I went to the Kitimat, we honestly drove we were just up from the hatcheries.
yeah. Oh, you're frozen. You're frozen, Adam.
I don't know about you, Amber, but that kind of looks good on him.
What? Am I frozen? Did I freeze?
I can't even do the look that you had going there. It was pretty funny.
Hey, man. Don't be jealous. You called me hot when I came on. Like, come on. You can't even take that back.
Nobody's watching, so we'll never know. Amber, let's get back to Cold Lake.
Okay.
No.
We've talked about it before on the show. Adam, I know you're in love with the place.
No.
What is it about Cold Lake that you love so much, Amber? Because it's been a few times you've brought it up, and obviously you love Cold Lake. Why is that?
Well, there's a chance of catching an ice laker, but you're fishing in I don't know, anywhere between 30, 50 down to 120. You can go deeper, but 120 feet deep of water. So when you do hook that fish from 120 feet of water and you're reeling that fish, and it's usually a big fish with a little tiny rod, like an ice fishing rod.
Yeah.
It is so much fun. That drag just goes and it's just doing circles all the way up. There was one time last year I was using my flasher, and you can see the fish follow you up the water column. And I have a video of me, and this fish is chasing. I missed it probably 8 times. I've never sworn so much in 4
I think I've seen this one.
It was it wouldn't stop chasing it. It is so much fun. And then it's a lot of moving. It's the one ice fishing lake that I will actually hole hop, go around, and just move, because they could be here, they could be there. You're just moving. So I find it really active, and it's a good trip to do with a big group. You can always so we'll get a whole bunch of people out and set up a whole bunch of tents. And one year Fish and Wildlife came out and brought us all toques and stuff because we had such a big group on the ice, and it'd be a fun social event. So
I was gonna say, it always looks like you have a good crew that you go with Chris and stuff like that. It always looks like you guys have a blast. So definitely be a fun trip.
Yeah. And it's always so funny too. And you're fishing in such deep water that if you're fishing too close to each other and a fish takes your hook, it's really likely that fish is going to go around and take everyone else's hook.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
we've had it wrap around 6 lines before, and that's a lot of fun because then you decide which person you like more based on whose rig you're going to save.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not bitter about that at all, Sebastian. If you're watching, I'm still heartbroken over that. My rig was the one that didn't make it. So I will agree with you on the fact that it is fun that you're fishing deep water, especially when you have large groups, but I don't know what it is about Cold Lake. I know there's a lot of love-hate situations with that. Maybe you and Chris can send me your pins, and I'll go up and judge it for myself the second time around.
Or you could just join us.
I know I'd much rather just, share pins for being on the show. That's usually how we run this bat. Oh, sorry. We're supposed to talk about that after the show. Sorry about that, Amber. No comment. Adam, have you fished Cold Lake much?
I used to live there for a little bit. I never fished it on a boat, so just from the marina and from shore, so it was pretty bunk, but I don't know. It's just really far for me. Like I'm all the way at the
Same.
opposite end of the province.
It is far. I tried to get actually Tash was gonna come up and meet me up when I went up, and then a couple days before I forgot. I don't remember why. I don't remember why. Things happened. I don't know, but yeah, it is a long drive. I'm like,
Yeah, it's super far for me. It's like 10 hours.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's almost 7 for me, so yeah, I would agree. It's closer to 10 for you, Adam, for sure.
Yeah, Athapath is like 3 hours further, so I'd probably go there first.
We've talked about this before as well. Would you rather drive 7 to Cold Lake or 10 to Manitoba? And again, I feel like we bring that up all the time, but Adam and I still are owed a little bit of redemption, seeing as we didn't get our May
Dude,
trip in. But
I'm still bitter every time I think about going to Manitoba this year, man. Every time.
What
I'm
happened
just bitter.
in Manitoba?
We just couldn't.
Adam bailed on me. I was there. I was ready to go, and I literally Amber. I showed up to Medicine Hat, and Adam was a no-show. I had to come back home. I was sad.
That's actually rude because I just told her I'd go on a steelhead trip, so now she's got a lot of faith.
Now that means Marcy and I are going to get invited, and you're not. Sorry.
I'm out.
That's how friendship works. Actually, with the regulations that they had in place still in May, it just wasn't in the cards. It wasn't going to work out for us. And it's too bad because I wanted some more of those master angler certificates. But yeah, we definitely want to get out and see the Connollys there again and get our Manitoba trip in. So I guess we'll see what fall brings or next spring. I'm not sure.
Last year I went to BC, I think like 6 times, into the coast once, and I went to Manitoba. This year I've gone nowhere.
No.
Brutal.
Why?
Just because of COVID. Yeah. Otherwise, my family's all back in Ontario, and I haven't been home. Oh, she's got the swatter.
Okay. Just wants my coffee here.
And I don't know how we lost Adam, and then Adam's back.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
I didn't get it that time, but I think I scared him off. So
freaked him out.
I would be pretty scared myself. Yeah, sorry, but Clayton's given Cold Lake a thumbs down. Again, I know it's a love-hate for a lot of people. What can you do? I guess we all need to go for a trip with Amber.
Regardless, lake trout are super cool.
yeah, they're fun.
Yeah, like they're super, super cool. I'll definitely agree with that.
Yes.
Especially like Amber said, when you get them on the electronics, like it is crazy how fast you can reel, and it is not fast enough.
Oh, I can only imagine. Like I have a blast chasing walleye on my electronics, or like brook trout or any trout. So I can only imagine lake trout at 100 feet.
Yeah.
Just reeling as fast as you can, trying to keep it away from them, and then just get smashed. That's sick.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm really excited to go. You just got me excited for ice fishing.
I love it. I said yesterday to someone, I was like, we were sitting there sturgeon fishing. I was like, I can't wait for ice fishing. And he almost come over and slapped me in the back of the head. But like literally first ice brook trout, I cannot wait.
Yeah.
Yes, I might actually come down for that.
Yeah, me too.
Hopefully they close the road and it's hiking only.
I find it upsetting that a month ago before the heat wave, I could make fun about, ice fishing season is only so many days away and people will get mad. Yet here we are, like end of July and early August, and people are talking about what's the ice thickness, and everyone knows it's a joke. Do you count down the days, Amber, to ice fishing now that we're talking about it? Like, do you have it in the back of your mind? We're like, oh, wait, how many days out are we in the new season?
I'm not counting yet, but I'll start counting the start of October. Yeah.
Once you finish the pike hunt or what?
Once I finish the pike hunt, usually the end of October or beginning of October, I usually starts to get really cold up here. I don't know if it's like down there, but fingers get cold really quick up here. So
I believe it's in the Edmonton Oilers contract. That's all I can say about that. We'll change the subject. April is saying that you're the best fishing buddy. How does that make you feel?
Freezing. Last year,
that actually makes me feel really good. So April and she actually made a post on Alberta Fishing Buddies about 2 years ago saying that she wanted someone to take her fishing. So I'm like, pick me, I'll take you. And then she was also a nurse. So during like the start of COVID and stuff, when we were like chatted a lot, and then I took her out in the spring and I got her first sturgeon. And then a week later, she went and bought her own sturgeon setup, like bought everything. And then she was so excited. And then took her out again, got another sturgeon. And then I took her ice fishing on like a ladies trip where there was just like the three of us, three nurses actually, trying to get away from the chaos, and caught some pike. And now she is taking off to New Brunswick and she's leaving. I'm like, darn, we had a lot of fishing to do. We were just getting.
Or that's your opportunity to go to New Brunswick for some fishing.
I already said that. I'm like, hey, I'm coming there now.
Probably large brookies and stuff there too, right?
I don't know.
Some of the East Coast waters. I could be wrong. Wouldn't be the first time. Let's be honest here, but
I've never been there. Or farthest east I've gone is Ontario, Niagara Falls area. So,
Amber, you can't see the comments, can you? Can you see what April's saying?
no.
Did you see the comment where she said she can outfish you blindfolded? How does that make you feel?
I like her confidence.
I'm just stirring the pot, Amber. It's okay. She never said that, but the challenge has been thrown out there. You mentioned about, like with April, not to pick on April, but being able to connect with other ladies to be able to go fish. I know you mentioned last night that that's a little bit of a struggle. What's your experience been with being able to find people?
Well, it's only been like the last 2 years where I really got back onto social media. So I didn't even know there was like this whole big world of female anglers until I got onto like Instagram more. And I was like, oh my God. I'm like, look at all these girls. They have like the same passion. And so I've been reaching out. I'm finding there's fewer up here. Like Bow River is huge. Like there's your guys' you have a lot more I found anglers. And then you see like people from all over Canada and stuff. So I just get like chit chatting. Reached out to a couple girls and trying to line things up, and I find that summer seems to go by really quick and trying to get like people to line up those trips. But I don't know. I'm not too worried. I'm free in 2 weeks. So if anyone wants to go fishing, I'm like, I got a whole weekend. So
Too busy being a workaholic.
yeah, being a workaholic pretty much. Work and fish.
Yeah, work and fish.
And then mom in there somewhere.
Well, you're doing an awesome job at that.
Thank you.
You mentioned big trip in October to Victoria. Is that your next big trip? What do you have planned?
That one's more of a family trip, but hoping to like do a little bit of fishing. They have a pier there, so probably just gonna like fish off the pier there for some rockfish or I don't know, whatever like crazy ocean creature pull out of there. But that's a quick trip.
That was the cool thing about fishing the ocean up in Prince Rupert was like you could catch anything.
Yeah, you don't know at all.
Like there was a guy that we were fishing with that had caught like a 500-pound skate the weekend.
I don't know if I should. So I did a really cool trip to Prince Rupert a while ago. But anyways, I don't know if you guys know Claudio Ongaro. Yeah, he's a bird hunter. And anyways, caught a skate too, and you don't know.
Really?
Yeah, and you don't know what you got until you're like thought it was like this massive halibut or something. So you don't know at all what you got. Anyways, it took forever to pull up because it's like a big kite.
Yeah.
Huge kite, and it's like coming up. Anyways, it was pretty funny.
That's epic. Like if we can somehow work like a day of pier fishing on the ocean into the Steelhead trip, I'm totally cool with that.
Yes, absolutely.
Throwing your life.
Like I had so much fun just sitting on the pier catching like dogfish and all sorts of different stuff. It was a blast.
Amber, do you track how many species you've caught?
I don't, but I wish I could probably like write them down. I've caught a lot of species though.
Yeah.
There's a lot of different fish in Ontario. Like it's so many species in Ontario to fish. And then the ocean fishing, and I've done some like tropical fishing, like for dorado and barracudas and stuff. Like I have bonefish. That was cool too.
That'd be super
I
cool.
don't even know, but I'm not done yet. There's like a whole bunch more species I still want to catch.
Is there one fish that's at like the top of your hit list that you want to be able to knock off?
Top of the hit list, if I can one day, would probably be a Arctic char.
Yeah. Arctic char would be pretty sweet.
Ice fishing or open water?
Open water.
Yeah.
Open water, wild, not stocked. Wild.
No,
Wild.
You don't want to have a 15-foot auger extension to be able to drill a hole?
No.
Are you talking like Tree River, Iceland?
Yeah, I'm not very tall, so.
Bring a ladder. That's what ladders are for.
Okay.
Well, Amber, thanks so much for joining the show this week. It's been awesome to have you on here. As promised, remember what I said, an hour flies by quick?
Yeah, you did.
When we're picking on Adam.
Thanks, Adam.
How no problem. I'll take it anytime.
Find you on social media, Amber?
Well, it's my Facebook, which is my name, Amber Serbin, or Instagram, Amber Fish with 3 H's, and that's pretty much it for now. Yeah.
That's awesome. Adam, I know your handle's up there every week, but we got to give you the shout out anyways. How do people find you on social media?
The Horseshoe Kid, buddy. Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube.
The Horseshoe Kid.
Yeah.
Well, that pretty much wraps up the show for us this week.
How do we find you, Todd?
You find me here every Tuesday, 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time.
Sick plug of yourself, buddy.
Is that what you meant? It's pretty easy. Search those 2 4-letter names on Facebook, and if you can't spell those, don't bother adding me. Or at Living for Fishing on Instagram. Adam, thanks for pointing that out. Do you guys want to hear what the running joke is? I don't know if she's watching, but she'll get a kick when I tell everyone this. There's a joke in our household. The joke is that if Marcy proposes to me before I propose to her, I have to change my last name to Richardson.
Oh, that's happening then. Todd Richardson.
Do you realize how hard it's going to be to spell Richardson after spelling Boyd for 41 years? Just throwing that out there. Think about it. That's a lot more letters.
Realistically, she's been coming off more manly. Well, not manly. Sorry. She's been handling manly things better than you lately.
Adam, congratulations. You've won the new contest. I added Amber as a friend on Facebook this week, and I've officially deleted you. Speaking of contests, we also had the Women in Fishing contest for July. And actually, we had 4 winners: Nick Best, Kyle Stevens, Kurt Livingston, and Chris Costa, who doesn't watch the show. Nobody likes him, and no one's ever fished with him. So we don't know if it's a ghost profile or not. Chris Costa, you're still on my list to get on the show. Amber, thanks again for joining the show. Adam, we'll leave it at that. I guess we'll see everyone next week. Tuesdays, next week's guest. Can I call him Mister? I won't call him a legend. We'll just call him Brody Hughes. Brody Hughes will be on the show next week. Everybody, have a great week. We'll see you all next week. Check out Amber. Unfriend Adam, like most of Facebook world already has.
Do it.
See you later, everyone. We'll see you next week.
See you guys.
Bye.